Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have you here. Because today I am genuinely in a very reflective mood, I must say. And so I decided to pull something out from my stack of works. So this January, I decided that I will be writing Substacks. Now I happened to find Substack all of a sudden. I found my love for writing once again. So I used to write poems when I was in grade 9th and 10th, and then I somehow stopped doing that in 11th grade. And now in 12th grade, I found my love for writing once again, and I'm so happy I did. So now, what I essentially want to talk about, and the topic being how much overthinking is too much overthinking. Now, we have heard about overthinking so much, right? Overthinking is all over the place, and it's just something that has been talked about and exaggerated so much. But overthinking is actually a psychological condition of sorts, because you have excessive analysis, you dwell on the past, you carry out future uncertainties without reaching productive solutions. So all in all, if I talk to you from the Google perspective of the way, it is a negative definition of overthinking. Now I have struggled with overthinking 4 years of my high school. Now when it comes to my high school, I was really apprehensive of whatever is to happen in the future, and I would create a lot of chaos and anxiety around it, which is why a lot of what ifs and how ifs would arise, and there is no conclusive statement to the entire thing. Like, there is no certainty that whatever I'm thinking is bound to happen. Essentially, this was until I read something on Substack that necessarily not like blew my mind, but led me into thinking the power of positive thinking. Overthinking is always so of being as negative spectrum of things, but what if it were the positive spectrum of things? What if it were to be all the right things overthought? What about that? And that is where we are getting to. So I read this very recently on my Substack, and the post said most of the things that we overthink are about the negative spectrum of things, which is why a lot of people come to hate it, despise it with their lives, as if they would do every possible thing in their capacity to get rid of it. Ever think of it? It's just by saying that if we have the free will of thinking about the cons of life, why not think about the pros of life? And it also reminds me of the fact that I read in psychology that positive thinking has so much power that it can also heal a person who's like suffering from severe artery damage or something of that sort. That is somewhere I read in grade 11 in my psychology textbook only. So I henceforth derive this equation in my Substack that says overthinking is equal to negativity is equal to anxiety is equal to worst of everything, which is why we run away from it, and which is why the procrastination, because we are so apprehensive. And it has this emotional connect that is present, because we are emotionally attaching negative thoughts to as being equivalent to we cannot do it. In fact, we have introduced the concept of Delulu is the new Salulu, but there is so much apprehension in being delusional. A lot of people have said that if you don't pursue your dreams every day, and if you don't painstakingly go through the apprehension, the fear, how are you actually going to achieve the dream, right? And there are a lot of possibilities and opportunities that are available to your doorstep. The only problem is that we individuals look at everything from a singular lens and a singular perspective. Now, this is not a maths problem that we have to look at it from a divergent lens. We can look at it from a divergent lens, even if it is a maths problem, because there are many ways of deriving the same answer of the same question. You just have to find it. When we talk about it, it all boils down to the point that we have a singular lens, and we are who are stopping ourselves from achieving anything. Because at the end of the day, if I were to refer to that maths problem again, that particular maths problem, you might have a definite formula for the same, but it's not necessary that you have to use that particular formula to derive that particular answer. Think about the person who actually derived that formula. He did not have that formula, then how come he arrived at that answer? So we are the ones who are stopping ourselves, because we don't look at things from a lens that is solution oriented. And I know it's a lot of positivity out there, but even amidst me saying all of this, if this were to be wrong, then a lot of people we see today, we admire today, I don't think they would be present. All of this finally, I just want to say that we are looking at things from one perspective because we have been taught to look at it from that particular lens. We live in a world that has boundaries. Although we promote something that's called globalization, it is not necessarily borderless, is it? So since we don't promote that, we also look at the different aspects of a life from a sense of border, and which is why we are stopping ourselves from actually achieving something that we want to. And at the end of the day, something like overthinking is not actually unified, because it is not certain that it is just negative. You can translate it to positive. You just don't have to instigate it in that manner. And this is one of the favorite things I wrote in this article, that we just have to be delusional enough in whatever way that suits us as individuals to make use of whatever we think is too much. Or else, your lovely minutes wasted are like droplets of water lost that aren't really returning. So, I hope that this video does resonate with someone, and it is out there for all of those people who cannot access Substack. If you can, I would really love for you to read my articles, because I am trying to drop more articles every month, and I will make sure that I also post videos sometimes about these articles or topics like this. So if you really had fun watching my video, stay tuned and make sure to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Till then.